I
We can
am.
see yours.
हाँ, मैं ना वो शेयर कर रहा हूँ, लिंक शेयर कर रहा हूँ मैं आपके साथ। जस्ट होल्ड ऑन। यहाँ पर put it in the group. Okay, let's just start. People will join. Build and they shall come. Okay. Uh, close the docs. Cool. So welcome guys to another edition of the Builders Club weekly startup live. Today is actually the last session of our Shark Tank deal analysis. We have been doing this since January. I think 4 महीने से हमारे जो panel of investors and experts हैं, they have been doing this, and we have analyzed close to 100 deals which have happened in Shark Tank, and it has been an amazing journey, not just in terms of content but also in terms of the learning that we have had, because कुछ ऐसी ऐसी इंडस्ट्रीज के बारे में हमने जाना जिसके बारे में हमें आइडिया ही नहीं था। मुझे तो खैर डेफिनेटली आइडिया नहीं था। The experts definitely had a lot, plus I had an opportunity to interact and go in depth and understand the perspective of the investors on certain industries. D2C industry specifically has been an eye opener for me. Jahan pe I think Saurabh has added a lot of value in terms of helping us understand how an investor thinks about the normal deals which happen. And I think going forth, we will continue expanding our panel of experts and investors. But there have been certain OGs that I want to call out before we kick this off. सबसे पहले तो I think Kulmani Rana, who's right now here and who's been a massive support. He has been the most consistent across all our lives, and his perspectives have really been valuable for helping us understand how an investor thinks. Then there is Saurabh Agarwal, who's the co-founder of Angel Bay. He, of course, is one of the veterans in the ecosystem. वो पिछले 10-15 साल से investment ecosystem में रहे हैं, and his his perspective have always been very quantifiable and very tangible. They are not usually generic about an industry, but very specific कि कितना मल्टीपल किस इंडस्ट्री का होना चाहिए, किस इंडस्ट्री में आप कैसे करके whenever an investor invests, what kind of exit opportunities that they look for, that is something which came into light. Then there is Vishal Kale from D Studio 90, based out of Pune. He has been a pillar of the marketing domain for us. He himself comes from a agency background, both from media and creative side, and for every startup that we have analyzed, he has given some very amazing insights around the market landscape and the go-to market. Then there is Akash Agarwal, who's now the director data science at Paytm. He has been instrumental to help us understand the financial and the data perspective of things. And then there's Harvinder Singh Bhatia, who has been busy with his own IPO. His company Radio Wala recently did an SME IPO and has been busy with that. He'll join us soon in the next 1 or 2 weeks. And then there is Abhishek Vijayavargiya also, who has now become a regular, who will join us in the next weeks as well. Who basically has, he very recently, he's the CMO of a company called Fabric. They build tools for the D2C ecosystem, and he very recently did an analysis around the Shark Tank deals which have happened, and that kind of went viral. And he basically has now come on board as one of the experts in our lives as well. So आज का जो हमारा live है, that is special for the sole fact that this is the last episode in which we are going to discuss Shark Tank deals. And this kind of completes all the funded deals which have happened in Shark Tank, and we'll go through that. But before that, as is the usual ritual, we'll go through the funding news this week. Which all startups got funded, how much money was deployed in the Indian ecosystem, both in the early stage and the growth stage deals. So let's just dive into that. So this week, which is the past week, 8th April to 13th of April, $105 million were deployed. This is again fairly much lower than the usual weekly deployments, but I think this is just a sign of the new financial year which is starting and things are going to pick up from here. Is इस हफ्ते there were 6 deals which happened in the growth stage deals, which amounted for 54.5 million of the overall deployed capital, and then there were 12 deals which were made in the early stage, which was again 50 million. So very rarely do you see that growth stage deals and early stage deals go neck and neck in terms of the overall amount which was deployed. So the first company in the growth stage deal is Sprinto, which is a compliance automation platform. They raised $20 million from Axel Elevation Capital and Bloom Ventures. Then there is Recycle, which is a B2B waste management and recycling marketplace. They raised $13 million from 361 Asset Management Limited. Then there is AVIOM HFC, which is AVIOM HFC, which is a housing finance company. They raised money from Nuveen and a global investment manager. Then there is Axio, which is a digital finance company that offers consumer finance products like personal credit. They raised $6 million from Alteria Capital. And then there is 5C Network, which is a medical diagnostic platform. They raised $3 million from Redwood India Healthcare Fund. Moving on to the early stage deals. Um, the first company is NASA. NASA is an AI cloud and platform as a service startup. They raised $20 million, one of the largest in the early stage deals this week. They raised money from Matrix Partners, Nexus Venture Partners, and NTTVC. Then there is GTM Buddy. GTM Buddy, by the way, is a part of the Builders Club. They are a software as a service platform. They raised $8 million. They raised from Leo Capital and Ackerman Capital. Then we have Butterfly Learnings, which is a digital platform that offers tailored support for children and families facing challenges related to neurodiversity, which is a pediatric behavioral and developmental health form. They raised $3.8 million from Insider Impact Asia Fund and Enzia Ventures. Then there is Butterfly Learnings. Then there is AutoNext Automation, Auto NXT Automation, which is in electric mobility. This is India's first electric self-driving tractor to market platform. They basically raised $3 million from Sama Capital. Then we have I. There's a full stack eyewear platform that offers a range of custom eyeglasses, sunglasses, and other eyewear related products, probably a competitor to Lenskart. They raised $2.5 million from RBA Finance Private Limited and Assets and Ashish Ramesh Kacholia, which is probably an angel investor. Then we have Kalimbuddy. Kalimbuddy is a health insurance assistance platform. They raised $5 million from BIF, which is Bharat Innovation Fund. Then we have Age Care Labs, which is an elder care startup, which offers a range of products and services for elders. They raised $1.2 million from SIS Limited. Then we have Platinum RX, which is an online pharmacy that focuses on chronic illnesses. They raised 800K from India Quotient and other angel investors. Then we have Zulu Defense Systems, which is a Bangalore-based defense tech startup. They basically are an advanced air defense aerial system for rapid deployment, precision strikes, countermeasure capabilities, and resilient ISR. They raised 750K from Finvolve, and there were two undisclosed deals which happened. One for Black Carrot, which is a dinnerware brand making rather stone plates. They raise money from Nihadupya. And then there is Paytring, which is a global payment orchestration platform. It's integrating and handling different payment service providers, acquirers, payment gateways, and banks on a single unified software layer. They raise money from Unlimit. Um, Moving on to the cities, Bangalore, as usual, is number one with eight. Then there is Delhi NCR and Bombay with five deals each. Then there is Kanpur, Hyderabad, and Chennai with one deal each. कैसा लगा कुलमणि सर इस बार का? पहले डिटेल्ड, ज्यादा ज्यादा इंफॉर्मेशन आ गई अब हमारे पास, नहीं? पहले हम बस स्टार्टअप्स का ही बताते थे. Is this useful?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And giving context always helps, right?
या मेरे लिए तो इन्वेस्टर का डेटा ज्यादा इंटरेस्टिंग हो गया बिकॉज आई थिंक आगे चल करके हम इसको बिकॉज वी हैव स्टार्टेड टैबुलेटिंग नाउ we will be able to come up with monthly and probably also an investor specific sheet कि किस इन्वेस्टर ने कहाँ पैसा डाला है जो कि मेरे ख्याल से अभी टैबुलेट होता है बट इट्स यूजुअली बिहाइंड अ paywall in majority of the places. So we'll
Yeah.
probably be able to uh, do those analysis from our side as well. So let's see.
Yeah. So we already have a weekly tracker which you can
अच्छा.
use if you can share
हाँ
that
हाँ
with you.
absolutely absolutely sir. At least हम लोग data analytics and visualizations कर सकते हैं. We can partner up
Yeah.
for that for sure. Okay. Moving on to the thing that we have been waiting for, Shark Tank special, the Shark Tank deals which have been happening. एक मिनट में एक बार इसका डॉक भी खोल लेता हूँ. तो आज बेसिकली there are only five remaining startups which are funded startups. We consciously took a call fairly recently that we will not be talking about the deals which did not happen because that kind of opens up Pandora's box for criticizing startups just for not raising funds. And of course, the total number of deals or total number of startups which came to Shark Tank is almost around 200, and we would have lost out on that. But hi, VVK. I'm sorry, I think we did not say hi to you. Um, Hello. I don't think we can hear you. I'm not able to hear you. I don't know,
As I
Kulmani.
said, you were in mid session when
Hi Vishal, अच्छा आप ही हो क्या? तो you
I
joined in
said
from
no
a different
problems.
account.
I said no problems. You were in mid conversation when I joined.
कोई बात नहीं sir. Okay, so moving to the startup, the Shark Tank deal. So the last five, number one is Roca. Roca is a premium chocolate brand. They asked for 60 lakh for 4% equity, and they got 30 lakh for 2.5% equity plus 30 lakh debt at 9% for 3 years. The money was deployed or rather committed by Amit Jain. So let's basically go through Roka. और मेरा एक सवाल भी है यहाँ पे as we basically open up Roka is मुझे एक बात बताओ कुलमणि सर, debt versus royalty for an investor or for a founder, which one makes more sense?
Depends what is on the table. What kind of business are we talking about, right? So there's no one answer which I can give you. It will depend on the context. So the answer to your question will be if you think about investing, there's a book by, I mean, you may have read it. I think we have discussed it in one of the episodes, initial episode. It's called Thinking in Bets, basically, by a poker player, Amy
अच्छा,
Duke.
मैं लिख
She
लेता
was
हूँ
doing
ये.
her PhD and she left her PhD, became one of the most famous poker players in US for a few years, won about $4 million in poker winnings, and then wrote a book called Thinking in Bets,
Okay.
which basically simplifies decision making whenever you are investing. So what I am saying is, whatever bets you are making, they have to be contextualized. So there's no one answer, right? Royalty is better or debt is better. It depends on what risk spectrum and what business are we looking at. So
मैं
it's a
मैं मैं बेसिकली ये समझने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ कि डेट में यू गेट मनी अपफ्रंट, इट्स टेक्निकली लाइक अ लोन, राइट? रॉयल्टी में you don't get money upfront. You basically pay as you go, right? But you're paying as you're going. You're not getting any money upfront. So why would anybody want to do a royalty deal unless and until the selling is being done by somebody else? That's my question.
yeah. So let's take an example. Let's say I am there is a school in UK called Harrow, right? Uh, where a lot of famous kids go and study, right? Shah Rukh Khan's kids were studying there. So let's say I want to open a branch of Harrow in Gurgaon. So I will, I mean, mostly they will charge 8 to 15% royalty, and I can set up that school in Gurgaon. Right? But the benefit I get is I get that brand from day one. I don't have to do much groundwork, and I'll be happy to pay them royalty. Right? In those kind of businesses, it's okay, right? For consumer brands, I have not done the math, but it will require some thinking, right? What makes sense, what doesn't make sense. So what I'm saying, if there is an already established brand, you are moving to a franchise kind of model, there's no harm in paying the royalty because building a differentiated branded content takes a long period of time. The gestation period is very, very long. So even if you're paying 8-10%, that covers up for that gestation period. From day one, you have a customer which is coming and buying the things from you or coming to you as a customer, and so that period is not there. So basically, you won't mind paying 8 to 15% royalty on those kind of businesses. For consumer brands, slightly different, um, and that has to be then contextualized. What kind of goods are we talking?
ओके, इसके ऊपर थोड़ा और डिटेल में जा सकते हैं, बट लेट्स जस्ट मूव ऑन टू रोका. रोका is a chocolate brand, 50% nuts, 55% dark cocoa, gluten free, vegetarian and made in love from India. तो ये तो चॉकलेट ब्रांड है सर. चॉकलेट ब्रांड डी टू सी स्पेस में चला जाता है. अगेन ये काफी काफी क्राउडेड मार्केट है. इसमें आप कैसे डिफरेंशिएट करोगे? इन्होंने कितने की डील की है? इन्होंने किया है 30 लाख फॉर 2.5, वो भी काफी, 100 के भी नहीं है. इट्स अ वेरी स्मॉल ब्रांड आई थिंक. एंड डी टू सी में अमित जैन ने पैसा डाला है. क्या कहानी है इनकी, देखिए जरा, क्या लगता है इसके बारे में? ये तो मतलब आई डोंट नो. अभी डी टू सी इकोसिस्टम में पीपल आर, I mean, I don't know what kind of differentiator. I mean, your differentiator from an investor perspective is usually the amount of traction that you have been able to generate till now. मेरे हिसाब से इसके अलावा और क्या है? मतलब there is no moat as such for anything that you're building. क्या है इसमें टेक आपका?
So that's the
Show me the product.
Sorry, Vishal, you can go first.
Can you show me the product list? In order to find a differential, I will need to see the product list. What's
Okay,
exactly
आप
what are the product range?
आप देख लो तब तक.
It will,
कुलमणि
they will
सर,
not
आप
be in
आप अपना
normal chocolates of that, I'm sure. It will have additives or something related to that.
assorted experience box, रितेश's sweet. अच्छा, ये तो पैकेजिंग हो गया. Gourmet berry brittle chocolates. Gourmet pack of 6 is $300. That's pretty cheap actually. Not that expensive, but ये छोटे वाला है ना, तो एक ये this is one of these. Hmm. So gourmet brittle chocolate, gourmet coffee brittle chocolate, um, pistachio brittle. What is a brittle chocolate? I don't know. I think that's something which that might be their USP. 50% nuts, 55% cocoa. Okay. क्या है टेक इसमें कुलमणि सर फ्रॉम एन? हाँ, सॉरी विशाल
Is
सर.
harder, brittle chocolate harder than the consistency of chicken.
ब्रिटिश chocolate?
Am I audible?
या यू आर. बीच बीच में आपकी आवाज
Brittle
कट जा
chocolate
रही है.
is somewhere between the chicky and the black. Yeah, the brittle chocolate is somewhere between There's a network issue. I was saying chocolate is somewhere between the Chicky and the Crackle, Cadbury Crackle. So it's a very
Ah,
interesting positioning. I think it's a market. So smart investment is what right. But this is a very, very niche market. That said, in chocolate segment, there has been a shake-up. One particular brand that comes to mind that about 2 years ago is Lil Goodness, and they have a fantastic range. I'm a consumer. I regularly consume their chocolates. So that's shaking up. Uh, Outside of the normal milk chocolate, the other chocolates are basically an acquired taste. As you can say, it's a marketing game. What my guess is, as of now, their GTM will be online. If that is so, that's smart. Online, they can definitely make a dent. This is a market for the long term. Everything will depend on how they reach out to the market. And as I said, at the end of the day, the first consumer trials, getting the reviews from them and building from there on. If they move slow and widen the network, like I said, it's the mint with the hole in chocolates. They are trying to develop something new. So my best of luck to them.
क्या लगता है गुलमणि सर?
So for me, this is 1% kind of product. The way they're positioning it, vegan, nuts, other kind of things, that's very niche kind of product, right? The closest thing which I've recently analyzed will be the artisanal cheese market to this, which is also very acquired. You have a very small set of people who are buying it. There's a lot of hype around it that it's very, it's coming up and it's rising, but I don't see it reflecting in the numbers, right? For me, when I think of chocolates, it will be very difficult because, you have likes of Cadbury, Nestle, Amul, Parle, right? They are playing for the masses, right? They are already making a lot of things. But this kind of thing, I think, is very kind of a acquired taste, right? Uh, so the TAM is small, right? As of now.
Hmm.
Like how many Indians do you think, how many of us know about British chocolate?
Hmm.
How many of understand, similarly, how many of us understand difference between Swiss cheese and cheddar cheese or
Hmm.
mozzarella, right?
Hmm.
So similarly, right? So like, I think VVK also highlighted that this will take a bit of time for people to, as we become more integrated with global consumer taste, etc. Um, Also, they will have to do massive marketing campaign around it, right? Because it's almost like creating a new category. You're
Hmm.
saying the chocolate is vegan. Do you really care if your chocolate is vegan? I don't.
मेरे
So,
ख्याल से तो
it,
सर from a consumer standpoint there are two places where chocolates are bought. एक तो आप impulse purchase करोगे अगर आप कहीं पे जा रहे हो तो कहीं पे दिख गया तो ले लोगे क्योंकि आई थिंक वो जो पहले पान की दुकान में आपको 5 रुपए की जगह एक टॉफी पकड़ा दी जाती थी दैट डेज आर गॉन नाउ। अभी या तो क्यू कॉमर्स पे आपको दिखेगा और आप खरीदोगे या फिर आप कहीं जाते हो मॉल्स में या फिर डिपार्टमेंटल स्टोर या फिर बिग बाजार या फिर कहीं पे वहां पे आपको शेल्फ्स में दिखेगा तो आप उठाओगे। And packaging matters, and then the first taste matters. People, at least majority of the people who are not that health conscious, as in consciously health conscious, they would ideally just say कि हाँ ठीक है ये सही है टेस्ट अच्छा लगा तो फिर they will try। क्रैकल और चिक्की के बीच वाला जो जोन है आई थिंक देयर हैज बीन it's an interesting niche to play around with in terms of taste palettes is all I'm saying, but again that cannot be our mode। बिकॉज ये तो फिर वो वाली चीज कोई भी कर सकता है यार ये तो मतलब मैं अगर चॉकलेट बना रहा हूँ ये यू आर राइट आई थिंक विशाल कि क्रैकल बहुत चलता था मेरे बचपन में अभी तो मेरे ख्याल से है नहीं आई डोंट नो वेदर क्रैकल इवन एग्जिस्ट आई डोंट नो why that market completely vanished but there is definitely a space to be in but I don't know whether and I have to look at the numbers here the sales numbers to actually understand कि इनका क्या traction है because you rightly pointed out कि यार ये niche market है जिसको पसंद आया वो खाएगा और वो loyalist बनेगा फिर इस चीज का कि मैं यही खाता हूँ फिर। मुझे लेना है तो if I want chocolates then I'll probably look for a roca. There is something known as nutties also if you remember. जो अभी भी चलता है। उसकी मार्केटिंग नहीं होती लेकिन जो लेता है वो लेता है और वो हर जगह अवेलेबल है फ्रॉम अ डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन स्टैंड पॉइंट अगर आप देखोगे तो वो आपको ब्लिंकिट पे भी मिलेगा वो आपको दुकानों पे भी मिलेगा बट उसकी मार्केटिंग उतनी होती नहीं एंड दैट्स प्रॉब्ली बिकॉज वो एक एस्टैब्लिश्ड टीजी को पकड़ करके ही चल रहा है but I think again the numbers should speak their story and I have not been able to find any story but what I was able to find is they are already funded by 100x.vc 150 के 100x.vc ने लगाया है लास्ट ईयर वाले कोहॉर्ट का पार्ट था ये सो आई एम अज्यूमिंग कि अगर 100x.vc बैक्ड है then if the GSFs of the world are should ideally be interested if it's a interesting value prop, right? Because then 100x.vc will provide them access to a GSF and all the other consumer specific sharp ventures and all of these, which become very consumer focused VCs. They might be the right people for them in terms of a home in this juncture of their journey. But that's my take. Uh, okay, I think anything else that you guys wanna add on, or we'll just move on to the next one.
Very good. I think that vegan nutty thing,
Sorry.
it's an interesting spin. Mm,
Gluten
not
free
sure.
भी बोल दिया ना इन लोगों ने.
Maybe at some point in future we'll have a separate discussion around veganism and how that is part of food and beverage now.
Interesting. Cool. Let's move on to the next one. This is alter.
Just a short bit here. In
हाँ बोलो
chocolates,
हाँ बोलो बोलो विशाल सर.
yeah, is specifically in chocolates, there is one small mistake. Yeah, there's one small mistake the competition is doing. I've tried quite a few. What has the image on their online marketing and the actual product? I'm not talking about the taste. That's taste. One is the taste in the mouth, which is a factor of the size of the bite and you as well as other factors. That's a very important. What you get is some brands is a very small chocolate. Bites.
Hmm.
That does not give you satisfaction. So there are a couple of brands with whom I disconnect on this aspect. So if the marketing is in line with the product form that is actually being handed to the customer, this is the range of options they have given is quite fascinating. And what made this mistake? There are three that I can think of. The actual product you get in hand, it may be a delicious product, no arguments there, but the form is very small. And in chocolate, that's a very important element of taste. So that's the only point. If they watch that product form aspect, they are through. I'm gung ho about this. Long term, yes. Niche, yes. But it's an acquired taste. It depends upon, as Kulmani said, it depends upon how they go ahead and market it. It's a pure play marketing game.
Yeah, yeah. इसके ऊपर
And
track.
distribution as well. And distribution as well, beyond a point.
इसके अराउंड काफी कुछ किया जा सकता है. इनके फाउंडर्स अगर बैंगलोर में होंगे तो आई वुड लव टू इंटरव्यू देम and understand their perspective. Okay, moving on to Alter. Alter is certified organic rash-free diapers. This is a very tall claim. अगर ये rash-free बोल रहे हैं तो 1 crore for 2.5% equity and they raised 1% for 1 crore for 4% equity from Aman Gupta, Anupam Mittal and Azhar Iqbal. Okay, Alter. देखिए जरा Alter क्या करता है. Alter is a diaper brand. Diaper brand is a great place to be in, but very tough to build that trust with the parents. So Shark Tank packaging is great. Diaper is really soft. You can't tell whether a diaper is good or not till the time a baby has worn it and it has not given any rashes to them. So yeah, rash free is a very tall claim, वैसे, but let's see. Bamboo diapers. So they basically make organic bamboo diapers. That's interesting. मेरी बीवी को भी बोलना पड़ेगा इसके बारे में. Green parenting. Interesting. One-stop resource for those who want to alter their parenting habits to make them more green, sustainable. Parents don't care about that. Parents care about their children. So what does that say about this thing? Okay, the green difference, parents. Okay, gentle care. So does bamboo change anything? Even sustainable alternatives. Okay. So bamboo diapers का क्या tape style diapers, diaper pants, wipes, bundles,
Can you
ठीक
check?
है जी. हाँ विशाल सर आपका ना नेटवर्क का
Diapers are
इशू है.
softer because bamboo sheet is definitely softer. I use bamboo sheet and bamboo. Okay, give me a minute. I'll log in from another net.
No issues, no issues, no issues. Okay, bamboo diapers is a very interesting. देखने जरा bamboo diapers का क्या है सीन भाई. Bamboo nature भी है. So there is bamboo nature which is coming up. Bhumi bamboo diapers. So bamboo diapers better.
Yeah. Now,
Ah, acha. Bamboo diapers minimizes the chances of a diaper rash. This feature is enhanced by the breathability of bamboo. This is very interesting.
Sohel,
Ah,
am I audible now?
yeah, much better.
Yeah. See, I've used bamboo products before, especially bamboo tissues, bamboo wipes. I've used them all. I'm a regular user. I have quite a few range of products at my home. And in general, bamboo fabric will be healthier and softer to the skin. That's basis personal usage of at least face tissues and the other tissues and other products, including towels and sheets. So, yes, there is some experience behind it. So, but diapers, will they be able to convince parents to try a bamboo diaper? That's another question. I cannot answer that. It's a completely different market. The dynamics are completely different. But yes, the core assumption is valid. Basis usage of bamboo fabrics and bamboo sheets, they are definitely softer. No issues there. That's all I
Cost,
can contribute on this brand.
costing wise, is it how is it competitive? Let's just check that.
Won't be. It'll be
Let's
considered.
say Pampers. Pampers ही है ना? हाँ, Pampers. एक मिनट. Pampers.
So that you should know, Sohel, right? I'm sure you're purchasing these.
हाँ हाँ मतलब मेरे को मैं वही देख रहा हूँ कि मैं किस साइज में उठाता हूँ मुझे याद नहीं है ना. मैं इसीलिए देख रहा हूँ कि मैं ट्राई करेगा यार. मैं बीवी को बोलेगा मेरी बीवी मानेगी कि नहीं वो अलग बात है. बट पैक
Are
ऑफ
you
6.
buying online? Mostly how are you buying?
या ऑनलाइन ऑनलाइन. सो
Usually the pack which you buy, how many pieces does it have?
72.
72.
प्रीमियम केयर पैंट्स. इसमें पैंट्स और इसका भी होता है ना. ये तो डबल एक्सएल, एक्सएल 56, 76, 12 से 17 केजी के बच्चे के लिए है. देखो 900 रुपए का आता है एक्सएल पैक ऑफ 56. एंड द बैम्पू डायपर इज सेइंग एक एक में कितना है. हाउ मच क्वांटिटी इज दिस. हाउ मेनी पीसेस आर देयर. 70. ये तो वाइप्स हो गया 5 to 8 kgs. कितने आते हैं इसमें ये तो बताओ. ये तो बता ही नहीं रहे. अच्छा अमेजोन पे देखना पड़ेगा क्या.
Oh, that was there, na? Pack of 2, pack of 4.
पैक ऑफ 2 बट इन अ पैक हाउ मेनी आर देयर इज नॉट गिवन ना.
Oh yeah. Okay.
तो 1000 रुपए का अगर दे रहे हैं ये भी फिर पैक ऑफ 2 पैक ऑफ 4 ही बोल रहा है मेरे को. बम्बो नेचर अमेजोन. लेट्स सी. 132. अच्छा 132 काउंट फॉर एक्सेस नहीं चाहिए मेरे को. चलो मैं दिखाओ 40 काउंट 60 काउंट डबल एक्सएल 2000 का है भाई. डबल है. इट्स डबल द कॉस्ट ऑलमोस्ट. कॉस्टिंग का ही प्रॉब्लम आई थिंक. अगेन प्रीमियम कैटेगरी को फिर केटर करता है ये, प्रीमियम कैटेगरी को ही केटर करता है ये। देखो 1000 रुपए में आपको एक्सेल का नंबर ऑफ आइटम्स इज 19। आई हैव टू चेक एंड गेट बैक ऑन दिस एग्जैक्टली क्या चल रहा है। देखो ना 20 काउंट्स दे आर गिविंग फॉर $1000 वर्सेस गेटिंग 60 to 70 काउंट्स फॉर द सेम कॉस्ट फॉर अ नॉर्मल रेप्यूटेड ब्रांड। सब में से प्रीमियम, बट टेक्निकली अभी तो वो मास प्रीमियम हो गया ना, पैम्पर्स वैम्पर्स तो मास प्रीमियम कैटेगरी में चले जाता है। ये प्रीमियम कैटेगरी, नीश कैटेगरी, इसीलिए सस्टेनेबिलिटी की कहानी है इनकी। दैट्स व्हाई द स्टोरी इज सस्टेनेबिलिटी। एंड दे आर केटरिंग टू द हाईली मतलब एफ्लुएंट क्लास, एटलीस्ट द एफ्लुएंट क्लास, लेट्स पुट इट दैट वे। Let's see. All the best to the founders. I don't think there is definitely a market for this. If they are able to convince the people कि सर आप अगर आप you should basically, so technically then the market, this market, in this market, then your focus would be to convince the rich parents that for you guys bamboo diapers makes more sense rather than regular. तो education वाले zone में जाना पड़ेगा इनको, because I don't think there is enough information or education amongst the people around bamboo diapers, or rather a better alternative, because वही है ना, rash free अगर बोल रहे हैं कि आप ज्यादा दोगे तो rash कम होंगे, तो people will pay for sure. Again education मुझे पता ही नहीं था, मुझे अपनी बीवी से पता करना पड़ेगा whether they actually know about a bamboo diaper or not. But all the best to the founders. I think they have raised considerably uh, great, मतलब कितना इनका 25 करोड़ के आसपास का वैल्यूएशन है, 3 मिलियन के आसपास का, not bad to start off with. Also, I want to check whether they are already raised or not. Let me just check. हाँ उठाया हुआ है इन लोगों ने पहले से, 120K उठाया है इन लोगों ने। किस किस से उठाया भाई? अर्नव गुप्ता एंड एंजल्स है। अच्छा ये तो अभी उठा है इन लोगों ने, इट्स जस्ट राइट नाउ, सो इससे पहले दे वर बूटस्ट्रैप। ओके, मूविंग ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट वन। दिस इज फर्स्ट बड ऑर्गेनिक्स, व्हिच इज ऑर्गेनिक प्रोडक्ट्स। 50 लाख पर 7% इक्विटी मांगा था, 50 लाख पर 10% इक्विटी, 5 करोड़ के आसपास का वैल्यूएशन है। पहली स्मॉल कंपनी, आई अज्यूम, फर्स्ट बड ऑर्गेनिक्स बाय अजहर इकबाल। 50 lakh for 10% equity, first bird organics. Just check. First bird organics, इनका और ये भी खोल लेता हूँ। So these are food products. Achar, chutney, herbal tea, homemade pickles, honey. So everything organic from a food perspective. They already have, they already are selling, and I think Amazon के through ही बिक रहा होगा। They've got everything. And fairly competitive pricing also. 100 gram 250 for a green tea is not bad. Uh, Honey 500 grams, Kashmiri saffron. Again D2C. What's your take on this product, Vishal Kulmini?
Next market, growing market, as the Indian market tastes and pays से ज़्यादा as their attention and interest towards organics and sustainability and such trends goes up, the demand for such products will go up. As on date, it's a premium market and requires a very high level, or well, not very high, but above average or high level of awareness of sustainability issues and organic and inorganic chemicals से क्या होता है, all of that. So it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag. Long term, अगर if they are ready to commit to the long term and take it slowly and with the right moves, positive. But as on date, it's a mixed bag. It's very difficult to take a call because again, it is a very crowded market. It's a highly
D2,
crowded market.
D2C में Kulmani, how important is the story than the product?
Story is important. Story is always important. Let's not talk about D2C. Even when let's go to the previous deal when we were discussing this diaper brand, right? I don't know if you remember, probably 10, 12 years ago, Jessica Alba's The Honest Company, right?
Mm.
That's also a brand which turned into a $1 billion brand in US, probably has been like 10 years back, has to be 10, 15 years back, yeah. Easy, right? Which was purely driven by her own, you know, brand and then honest company, and then that's how. And even I think in Alter, Dia Mirza, I saw that Dia Mirza had invested early on and she was doing their ad. That's what I was looking at that also. So the story is always important, right? So just thinking about this healthy food, right? This quality and organic and other kind of traits of food are increasingly important for younger folks in India, right? They are the ones who are reading the labels now. My dad's generation, they don't read the labels. They eat whatever is served to them. They don't care, right? But folks who are even younger than me, they generally are conscious, what kind of sugar does it have? Does it have palm oil? Does it have other things? And even if these brands are not able to scale, think about brands like Zepto. They will become natural home for these brands because those guys are doing backward integration in supply chain. Let's say making sure that the quality is good. I don't care if you deliver to me in 10 minutes or 28 minutes, but if the quality is good, I will stay, right? Because that habit has been created. So not all of these, healthy brands don't have to scale on their own. They will find a home with bigger brands, people who have deeper pockets, if their product is good, right? Because the folks with deeper pockets are looking for high quality stuff. They're looking for backward integration. They want to offer that to their customers. So that's also there. And especially younger folks, they are mostly buying online. This health conscious crowd is basically between 18 and 30. That will be the age group I think I'll put. Beyond 30, generally people, I would say beyond 30, 35, people generally become healthy because at that point their transition happens in their life with family, etc. So that's also something to look out for. We don't need to worry about these brands scaling on their own. They can still deliver value for investors if they find a home with someone who has a deeper pockets and is building an ecosystem around similar brands. Right? They're healthy.
Good one. Very good one.
So that's my take.
Just one point to add to that, Kulmani. You have done a spotless analysis. Just touching on one point, you said health conscious, which is the overall segment. But my advice to the founders would be to not to market it as a healthy product because the health conscious or health product has been overused. And in fact, even the conscious customers are, like me, are now becoming cynical, be it the aspartame controversy or be it the any other. We've had a series of the questions being asked on the health pitch for major companies and small companies alike. So the way forward for them is to play on the organic part of it or zero chemical part of it. So find
Yeah.
a differentiator and move forward. If they differentiate themselves and as you said, right piggyback, that's the piggyback. It did not occur to me, so full credit to you. But yes, it's doable. My advice would be
So
do not market on health. That's
yes,
my
I think it's very important, and Suhail just touched upon that story thing, right? Think about the A2 milk story. Now A2 is found in all kind of milk. The degree and the amount you have A2 that varies, right? But see, Amul and other players have been able to market that A2 story.
correct.
So now this cow milk demand, I go to my local milk booth. Maybe pre-COVID, nobody was asking for cow milk, right? They were saying, give us toned milk, give us double tone, full cream. But now, this A2 milk packets, different color, black color, A2 is prominently written over it. So it becomes a marketing thing, right? It becomes a story that A2 is something. which was already there in the mill. There's nothing new there which they have added, but since they have been able to market and build that story, they have created that demand, right? And now everybody, other country delight and other folks, they're jumping on the brand wagon. Okay, we are also organic. We also have A2. So those stories can be built, right? This hype can be built, but and that's how products are sold, right? That's how products are sold. You don't have to discover anything new if you can build the story about something which is already existing and you can market it. Then monetization can happen.
More than a brand, it's a
The other thing
movement.
that occurs to me, the product range, I've been scanning the product range. It's too wide. It's good to have a wide product range, but they need to figure out 2, 3, or 4 hero products which will move in the market. Tea is not going to
Yeah.
move in the organic category. That I'm sure of. Saffron is not going to move. So, and honey is not going to move in the organic category because it's already crowded. So they need to find and isolate 3 or 4 hero products on which they can build forward. Product range is good. It shows capability. And it is a element. It is an element of authenticity. But they need hero products. That's my only value addition apart from what we've already discussed.
Yep.
Hmm. Great. All the best to the founders. Again, मेरा भी same ही feedback है. I think their overall categories are quite a lot. They should actually cut down on a few of their products which are probably the bottom in the bottom category of in terms of revenue or sales and just focus on the top 10 to 20%. Baki, I think everything else will follow. Okay, moving
Yeah,
on
I
to the
think I
next.
think what they can also do is just stick to one story, right? Like A2 milk is a good example. Just hit the nail, right? Find that thing,
Hmm, hmm,
and then
hmm,
other things can be there in the
hmm,
shadows, but that one thing has to break out.
hmm, Okay, moving on to the next one. Neon attack. प्रीमियम क्वालिटी नियॉन साइंस ये सर कुलमणि सर आपके लिए काम का है 75 लाख फॉर 3% इक्विटी एंड कितना उठाया इन लोगों ने आई
Seriously, I
थिंक
did not understand this deal at all. I don't know neon signs. I only see outside restaurants and
आजकल
nightclubs, things like
आजकल
that.
लगाते हैं सर आजकल सारे यूट्यूबर के पीछे एक नियॉन साइन होता है क्या बात कर रहे हो
How
आप
many YouTubers are there in a country of 1.4 billion? The TAM is
अरे
very, very small.
यार आई एग्री दे आर फेयरली कूल ठीक है तो इनको 25 लाख है 2% देखो 2% इक्विटी अंटिल 50 लाख का रिकूप तो ये मेरे
For this
ख्याल
kind of business,
Exactly.
right? For this kind of business from investors' angles, I can only think of two options. One is that they can operate like a small business, which becomes sustainable on its own, which will be a few crore per year kind of business. Second is this becomes part of some bigger company, right, which is selling other similar things. I don't know, like Chumbak or something similar, right? Where you can find these things. I don't know, not Chumbak may be a bad example, but something similar. Um, and somebody selling party supplies online, right? This can be a great complementary thing to their portfolio. But I don't see this scaling like a 100 CR business. I don't know if the TAM is there. Yeah, very very doubtful, right?
है मेरे ख्याल से
Uh,
बी टू बी होगा मुझे जो समझ में आ रहा है ना सर दिस विल बी अ बी टू बी बिजनेस इंडियाज नंबर वन नियॉन लाइट्स नाउ अप्रूव्ड बाय शार्क्स अगर आप देखोगे ना लेट्स सी देखो फॉर बिजनेस फॉर इवेंट सी आई टोल्ड यू ना फॉर बिजनेस एंड फॉर इवेंट दीज आर द टू फोकस एरियाज फॉर दैम और
so
कुछ
for business also, mostly it will be indoors, like on the walls, etc.,
या
right? Or
बार्स
inside shopping
होटल्स
mall, right, right.
राइट
Because these kind of lights, they won't be able to survive the Indian harsh weather, and then people also, are kind of naughty. So if you put this outside, then you won't find it in the morning. If your shop is on the high street, definitely it's not there in the morning.
Plus, I think where these people are doing and what's probably their USP is their designs and probably customization. So they allow you for customization and probably at a very cheaper cost as well. तो आप प्लग एंड प्ले कर दिया इन्होंने पूरा का पूरा, कि आप फॉन्ट चूज करो और आप लिखो अपना टेक्स्ट। द बिल्डर्स क्लब, ये देखो सर, इसका नियॉन लाइट
Wow.
बना करके दे देंगे
Uh,
आपको।
Wow. So you're gonna put this in your new studio, which is coming up, where you're gonna invite us, right?
ये तो डेफिनेटली सर, ये तो कर सकते हैं। कितना पड़ेगा आप देखो, इसका कॉस्टिंग है देखो, 8,000 रुपए का पड़ रहा है मेरे को। ठीक है। तो ये
yeah,
रेगुलर
but
मीडियम
there's one thing that jars here. The
here
concept
you
is
can also
fascinating.
make it waterproof and this thing. So, sorry, go on, Vishal.
Yeah, there's just one thing that jars to me. The thing is that this is a fascinating concept. It's a clear USP,
Yeah.
but this is a part of the design house experience. What happens is companies will not. Nobody in the company is going to search for vendor for neon lights. The smaller
Yeah.
companies might, but the bulk of them will happen to advertising agencies, design houses, and the like. So
Yeah.
what's the go-to market?
Go to
They need to
market.
work on two levels.
Go on, go
They
on.
need to work on two levels. One is to increase awareness in the advertising and marketing people in India or the globe, whatever. And second is to tap into the advertising agencies, the small design houses, the boutique design houses, so that they can generate business. Because I don't see even a customer googling and saying, okay, I want to design a neon light for my shop or my company, and that will happen, but that will be a small part of their overall revenue. So what I cannot figure out is how they will simultaneously work on these two different fronts.
देखो सर,
Even
मुझे
if
जो
they don't work on the marketing folk, they will have to reach out to the design houses and so on and so forth, because that's where they will generate their business. And that is a difficult challenge because agreements are already in place, long-term relationships are in place. So it will be very, very difficult to displace those existing arrangements that are there. So the concept is fascinating. The only thing that occurs to me is to sheer brilliance of execution, maybe they can displace the current market. It's happening this year, it can happen again. But that's the only thought in my mind, which currently I am unable to tackle.
सर, आई थिंक मार्केट में प्रोडक्ट तो है, आई थिंक ये वही है सर, बी टू बी फोकस ही है इनका, बी टू बी ही है, और कुछ है नहीं इनका। आई एम जस्ट लुकिंग एट देयर कंपटीशन मार्केट में। आई थिंक ये प्राइस सेंसिटिव, अगर जैसे आप मार्केट पे जाते हो ना, वैसे ही प्राइस सेंसिटिविटी आ जाती है। ये देखो, ये 2,000 रुपए में दे रहा है, वो मेरे को दे रहा था इसमें। देखो यहाँ पे मैं दे रहा हूँ आपको, बिल्डर्स क्लब लिखता हूँ, लेट मी सी व्हाट काइंड ऑफ इसमें ज्यादा फॉन्ट्स हैं। दे आर ऑल्सो गिविंग मी, दिस इज गिविंग मी, हाँ दाम बढ़ गया अब यहाँ पे, अब 7,000 रुपए हो गए यहाँ पे। ऐसा क्यों? Why has this gone up?
Depend depend on the letters, no? You have how many words, letters.
ओ अच्छा, ओ अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा, गॉट इट। और इसमें आप कलर्ड नॉन कलर्ड उसमें भी कर सकते थे, बट आई थिंक अगेन यू कैन चूज बैकबोर्ड भी लगाना है अलग से। आई थिंक देर इज अ मार्केट फॉर दिस फॉर श्योर। बी टू बी ही होगा, और आई थिंक प्रीमियम मतलब वही है यार, इट्स एन एक्सपेंसिव प्रोडक्ट, ऑफ कोर्स इसमें मार्जिन होगा। एसकेयू लेवल पे यूनिट इकोनॉमिक्स मेक सेंस इनका सेलिंग, लेकिन ऑनलाइन के अलावा दे विल हैव टू सेल वाया रीसेलर्स और ट्रेड, जो जो इनके जो दुकानें नहीं होती जो लाइट्स बेचते हैं, वहां उनके थ्रू ट्रेड इंसेंटिव्स के थ्रू बिकेगा। दैट इज द जीटीएम, आई थिंक। देर इज, बिकॉज जो भी अगर मेरे को लेना होगा, मैं तो लाइट वाले को ही फोन करके पूछूंगा ना, सर नियॉन लाइट चाहिए मेरे को, कहाँ मिलेगा? आई डोंट नो, मतलब दिस इज अगेन अ फैसिनेटिंग इकोसिस्टम और इंडस्ट्री जिसके बारे में उतना कभी सोचा नहीं हमने, लेकिन है, जनता बना रहे हैं, जनता बेच रही है।
What do you think about these smaller use cases or smaller niche things, niche products getting funded on Shark Tank? Because we saw many such products getting funded
ये
like this
देखो
season.
सर, ये मेरे इसमें लगना चाहिए कि नहीं, बताओ? स्टूडियो एस्ट्रोनॉट नियॉन साइन, सही है, बढ़िया है। सो मतलब मेरा तो सर देखो, आई डोंट नो, बिकॉज आई कम फ्रॉम अ फाउंडर माइंडसेट, राइट? तो मेरे दिमाग में तो ये रहता है कि भाई धंधा धंधा सबसे बड़ा है। मैं लाइफस्टाइल बिजनेस के पर्सपेक्टिव से ज्यादा देखता हूँ अगर आप नीश बिजनेस में जाते हो तो। पर अगर फ्रॉम एन इन्वेस्टर पर्सपेक्टिव, इन्वेस्टमेंट पर्सपेक्टिव, I think if the scalability is in terms of uh, if you get सेम ऑडियंस को आप ज्यादा चीजें बेच सकते हो बाद में, या फिर सेम प्रोडक्ट को आप ज्यादा ज्योग्राफीज में लेके जा सकते हो, राइट? बिकॉज द वर्ल्ड कितना है दुनिया में, तो मेरे ख्याल से कितने लोग हैं, 7-8 बिलियन लोग हैं। नहीं, अगर आप ज्योग्राफिकली वो अक्रॉस द वर्ल्ड देखोगे तो there are products or there are services which are niche, but that product can scale to the niches in every different geography, or the product is niche, or rather the use case is niche, but the same audience can be sold multiple products. तो दो टाइप की अपसेलिंग होती है। अब जिस अपसेलिंग में ज्यादा सेंस दिखता है फ्रॉम अ प्रोडक्ट पर्सपेक्टिव और फ्रॉम अ मार्केट पर्सपेक्टिव, वहां पे इन्वेस्टमेंट सेंस बनाता है। एटलीस्ट दैट्स व्हाट माय टेक इज। बाकी तो आई थिंक यू विल बी एबल टू गिव मी अ बेटर पर्सपेक्टिव फ्रॉम एन इन्वेस्टर। क्या लगता है आपको?
I have realized this upselling is very difficult unless this whatever you are selling does not have high stickiness, right? Because then upselling will be very, very difficult. I will
सर्विसेज में
not
अपसेलिंग
buy
काम करेगा।
services में हाँ हो सकता है हो सकता है. Second point, I agree with you. I would love to see Indian brands in the next decade, on the coming years, doing that, right? Going to different markets, not only SaaS and IT and tech companies, right? I'm saying, D2C brands, consumer brands, going beyond Indian borders and selling in other countries. There are a few accelerators who claim to be helping Indian companies, but they're, I think, mostly around SaaS. I haven't seen anybody who is claiming that I will take Indian consumer companies to America or Europe and help you in scaling there. So yeah, will be interesting. I think as these companies cross, let's say, a certain threshold, they will start looking out, right? How else do they grow?
Okay, moving on to the last deal of Shark Tank. It is called Petal, which is Petal, I'm assuming, which is copper, brass and bronze kitchenware. Interestingly, आज ही हमने एक फंडिंग देखी ना स्टोन प्लेट्स की। So this is very interestingly kitchenware, copper, brass and bronze. 50 lakh for 1% equity मांगा था, 1 crore for 3.2% इक्विटी गया है, और इसमें नमिता थापड़, अमन गुप्ता, विनीता सिंह, अनुपम मित्तल एंड अमित जैन सबने पैसा डाला है। काफी इंटरेस्टिंग है यार। पीतल देखे जरा, लास्ट डील था ये तो मेरे ख्याल से सबने डाल दिया। मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है। 4.33। अच्छा, टाइटन कैपिटल ने भी पैसा डाला हुआ है इसमें। वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग। देखें भाई, पीतल हैंड क्राफ्टेड कॉपर एंड ब्रास होम डेकोर, और इसका मैं वो भी खोल लेता हूँ। इन्होंने, अच्छा, एनिकट कैपिटल ने भी पैसा डाला हुआ है, गजल अलग एंड संदीप अग्रवाल, विशेष खुराना, आशुतोष, अच्छा, बियर्डो, और इसने भी, प्रियांक शाह ने भी पैसा डाला है, बाला सारदा। अच्छा, ये बंदा तो मोटी पार्टी है सर। अर्जुन वैद्य ने भी पैसा डाला है इसमें, आशीष तुलसिया ने भी पैसा डाला है। दे मस्ट बी डूइंग समथिंग राइट देयर। ओके, सो आयुर्वेदा स्वेयर्स बाय दीज। ओके, हाँ ठीक है, कॉपर पीतल के तो चीजें बनती हैं। ऑल टाइम फेवरेट्स, अनकवर द पीतल एक्सपीरियंस, वाटर डिस्पेंसर, कॉपर फ्राई पैन, ब्रास परात। इंटरेस्टिंग, ये सारी प्रोडक्ट्स तो नहीं मिलते हैं सर इतनी आसानी से। मेक द राइट चॉइस, आयुर्वेदिक। अच्छा, ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है। दे हैव ड्रिंकवेयर, कुकवेयर, टेबलवेयर, सेट कॉम्बोज, गिफ्टिंग एंड होम डेकोर। ड्रिंकवेयर एंड टेबलवेयर फिर भी fairly कॉमन है। कुकवेयर एंड किचनवेयर आई हैव नॉट सीन a lot of people do this. ये क्या, एक बार इसकी स्टोरी भी देख लेते हैं। स्टार्टअप प्रमोटिंग ऑथेंटिक, हाँ, aims to revive ancient traditions, okay, we have a strong belief, okay। विपिन शाह क्या बोल रहे हैं? अच्छा, विपिन शाह तो ज्ञान दे रहे हैं। अजय आनंद भी ठीक है। किचनवेयर मार्केट इज predominantly stainless steel and Teflon oriented। मुझे लग रहा है कि इनका यूएसपी इनका कुकवेयर ही है, बिकॉज बाकी दोनों तो फिर भी मिल जाएंगे आपको। आई डोंट नो। यूनेस्को, इंडियाज ओनली यूनेस्को लिस्टेड क्राफ्ट फॉर्म। अच्छा, बट दैट्स द स्टोरी है। गिफ्ट ऑफ हेल्थ पीपल व्हाट्स हॉट, बेटा मार्केटिंग के कारण इनको मिला है क्या? क्या है सीन? क्या लगता है आपको इसके बारे में? और क्या डेटा देखे इनका? देखे जरा पीतल का
I
सेल्स।
just looked at it. So I remember it looking at this company last year around Q1, Q3. They got
हम्म,
funded by Titan. They got about $500,000 in the
हम्म,
42nd week. I just pulled up the data from my Excel sheet.
हम्म,
And their story, I remembered that they had partnership with artisans who are working on brass, right? So they used
हाँ,
to partner with artisan
हाँ,
family.
थाटेरा क्राफ्टमैनशिप।
Yeah. So I remembered this, and so
हम्म,
there was also some bit of impact angle to this at that point when I had looked at this in 2023, right?
हम्म,
So yeah, that is also there. So it's like going on the, let's say, a Tanish kind of route where you are partnering with artisans and artists who are designing and doing things for you on the background, and on the front end you are able to charge premium to the buyer, right?
हम्म,
Um, so yeah, I mean that's the USP. I think they came here for marketing. They already had a lot of investors on their cap table even last year. So I
हम्म,
don't think they came here for money.
हम्म,
This has just created more marketing for them. They
हम्म,
already had likes of Titan and other folks on their cap table.
हम्म,
So we don't need to analyze this. I think there is there are a lot of things they can build around it. The name also is interesting. The branding, they have got it right, right?
हम्म,
So that's also nice. And I think they should be able to do well, right?
हम्म। ये
Again,
इंक 42 के भी फास्ट 42 में आए हैं, ये नंबर 36 देवर द लास्ट ईयर आई थिंक।
yeah. So
इंटरेस्ट।
this story has been there for about a year, more than a year actually. Last year also this story did a couple, was mentioned
हम्म,
a lot of places. It was in the press also.
हम्म।
So
लास्ट ईयर ही उठाया, हाँ, 16 अक्टूबर।
yeah,
तो
yeah.
पैसा उठा है
42nd,
इनका। या
half a
तो
million from Titan.
पैसा उठाया हुआ इन लोगों ने साथ। अच्छा, दिस इज डिफरेंट। पीतल, हाँ, 4.3 500 के पहले उठाया था इन लोगों ने। गॉट इट। ओके, ऑल द बेस्ट टू द फाउंडर्स, ग्रेट वर्क। मुझे नहीं पता था इसके
You
बारे
know,
में।
and you know
हम्म,
what? It makes sense to partner with artisans because setting up your own manufacturing or that's not possible for them, right? They will need much more money, a lot of more, and
हम्म,
and that's not their expertise also, right? Operationally, it will become very challenging. So it makes sense
हम्म,
to make the artisan families as your back engine. You
हम्म,
come up with designs, you provide the design to them, they provide you the supply of finished goods, and you sell it, charge a premium, and sell it to the customers. That's how it can work. And they'll be able to charge premium, right? Here.
I think that is how these
Gross
people are
margin will
doing
be
it.
good.
I think that
Gross
is
margin
how
will
this,
be gross
sorry, go
margin will be good. Gross margin will be good on this whatever product they're buying because they will get it cheap. So they
on.
can buy it from let's say Muradabad is a hub for it's called Pital Nagri, right? In Western UP. That's where a lot of brass exports globally happen. It's the
Mhm.
biggest brass export hub of India, right? So they can tie up with artisan families there, and those are mostly informal setup, and they can buy it for cheap in bulk, give them their design, and here come to metros, charge a premium, sell it through different channels, and make money, right? So their IP will be their designs, right? Which I don't think so. That's where they will need to come up with new things and think of new use cases, maybe kitchen utensils. Beyond that, puja, other things, a lot of things which we use, right?
FY 2022 में इनका 2.5 करोड़ का रेवेन्यू था, तो आई एम अज्यूमिंग तो अभी तो बढ़ गया होगा, एटलीस्ट 4x हुआ होगा।
Not necessarily. I don't know. I have to check.
इसका डेटा है नहीं एक्चुअली सेल्स का, तो मैं निकालता। बट आई थिंक
But
these people are doing well, so I think I'm hoping
no, so the story is good. We don't know if they are doing well or not, but the story is good. Story sticks.
story is good. The story is good, no doubt. They
So
marketed
when I
themselves
read it
well.
in 2023, I noticed it. So I
Mm.
read about them last year also.
Okay, all the best to the founders, Aditya, Kirti, and Gaurav. And with that, we come to the end of the Shark Tank deal analysis from the Builders Club. I think this has been a great run, यार. I think मेरे लिए तो बहुत सारी learnings थी. आप लोगों के लिए कैसा था? How was it for you guys? विशाल sir, Kulmani sir.
Ideas, learnings, and a lot more marketing strategies. I saw a full range of marketing strategies, and the best part was picking Kulwani's brain for free.
Yeah, अरे, same.
Explain that other side of the business outside my specialization was the biggest takeaway. Don't send me a
नहीं,
bill, Kulwani, huh?
नहीं.
That
I think. Go on.
मजेदार था। ऐसा है कई बार we don't realize because you have been in the I've been going in the कोल्लू का बैल, एक कहावत सुनी है ना हिंदी में।
हाँ.
कोल्लू का बैल वो एक ही लेन में घूमता रहता है, वो उसे पता नहीं कि वो नॉलेज भी इकट्ठा कर रहा है रास्ते में। तो वो मेरे साथ हो रहा है पिछले 15 साल से कि बाई साइड सेल साइड इन्वेस्टिंग ये सब करते 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 बहुत सारी चीजें इकट्ठी हो गई हैं अब। तो उन्हें अब लिखने पढ़ने का समय आ गया है थोड़ा थोड़ा धीरे धीरे। सो दिस इज अ ग्रेट फोरम फॉर मी टू शार्पन माई सॉ,
अरे
सो टू
सर,
स्पीक।
आपके साथ मैं अलग से भी डिस्कशन करता हूँ। आई थिंक फ्रॉम अ कंटेंट पर्सपेक्टिव देयर इज वे मोर where we can actually collaborate and work on. बट मेरे लिए तो बहुत ज्यादा अमेजिंग था यार ये। आई थिंक दिस वाज अ थ्रेड दैट आई एनी व्हिच वेज पिक्ड अप, एंड आई थिंक शार्क टैंक जब भी होगा हमें ये डेफिनेटली करना चाहिए। एंड आई थिंक गिव मी एन अपॉर्चुनिटी टू अंडरस्टैंड कि भाई, आई थिंक मैं शार्क टैंक यार उतना टाइम में इन्वेस्ट नहीं कर सकता किसी, यू नो, watching every Shark Tank episode. But this weekly analysis gave me an opportunity to understand what deals have happened and actually look at it from a investor perspective, or rather, from actually understanding कि भाई किस पैसे जा रहे हैं, किसमें कौन सा स्टार्टअप आया नहीं आया। अगर ये वीकली एनालिसिस नहीं होती तो मुझे कोई, मैं ट्रैक ही नहीं रखता इस चीज का। दिस वुड हैव बीन जस्ट अनदर शो which came and went, and also gave me an opportunity to understand कि भाई ये शार्क टैंक फाउंडर्स हैं जिनको हमें बिल्डर्स क्लब में लाना भी है। so that was a good this thing for me. But overall, I think a great learning experience. Every week that we actually sit together, it's just a learning experience. I hope, and we are trying to get more people in the lives now, and that's going to be something which is going to start from next week. I think you will hopefully be seeing a lot more new faces, which we are trying to get in. We're also trying to get a few guest panelists for uh, for for this uh, for this analysis as well. But with that, I think the Shark Tank special of the TVC Weekly Live comes to an end. We'll see you again next week, same place, same time. Hopefully, with a new roster of news. We'll be actually going back to what we used to do before the Shark Tank deals. We'll basically be analyzing the top 5 or top 6 news of the week, from the startup ecosystem. We'll also probably be getting a few guest panelists, and hopefully, you people will continue to gain knowledge about the startup ecosystem by sticking around. If you like what we do, please hit like and subscribe, and please share this. We, in fact, cut down all the snippets from this live and post it on all the different social media forums. Hopefully, what we have realized is live में शायद ज़्यादा लोग नहीं आते, लेकिन इसका लॉन्ग टेल काफी अच्छा क्रिएट हो रहा है. पीपल आर एक्चुअली लाइकिंग व्हाट वी आर डूइंग एंड वी आर एबल टू एक्चुअली क्रिस्टलाइज ऑल द इंफॉर्मेशन, क्योंकि यहाँ पे डिस्कशन तो शायद 15-15 मिनट की चलती है, लेकिन रेलेवेंट इंफॉर्मेशन शायद 5-6 मिनट की ही होती है, एंड वी आर एबल टू क्रिस्टलाइज दैट and put it in front of you in a more in a more concrete format. So hopefully that is something which you people are liking. Please share the word around about this, and please follow the great panelists that we have, especially Vishal and Kulmini, who have been doing all the heavy lifting for us. मैं तो बस moderator हूँ, मैं तो बस ज्ञान लेने आता हूँ. But I think these are the people who are actually spreading information and giving all of you guys the information and the knowledge that you people are looking for. Please, in fact, leave comments below in case you want to see us do something more, because I think same format थोड़ा ज़्यादा stale हो जाता है. So we are looking to experiment with different formats, different kinds of content pieces, which might add a lot of value, which probably you people might be looking for, but nobody else is providing. So let us know in case you people want that. And with that, we'll draw this uh, today's episode to a close. We'll see you guys same place, same time. Take care. Good night. Ani sir, हो गया हमारा close. हो गया. I think Shark Tank analysis था. I think हो गया. I think we'll be going back to our regular roster. But I think I would also wanna take a step back now. कुलमणि विशाल, आप लोग से भी थोड़ा सा feedback ले लेता हूँ मैं. What is going right, what is going wrong, what more can we, I mean, what is it that we should do differently? I think marketing is something जो हम लोग अभी थोड़ा ज़्यादा focus तरीके से करेंगे, because पहले bandwidth नहीं था. Now we have dedicated resources also, so from a strategy perspective we'll work on that. But apart from that, what's your feedback, what's your take on this weekly live, because you people are also investing time on a weekly basis na. So I want to understand ki how much more, or what more can we do, what more should we do, is there anything which we should do differently, क्या है अभी going forth. Now we have an opportunity to change things as this thing is coming to an end. तो कुछ है अगर फीडबैक जो आपको लगता है कि हमें हमें करना चाहिए, कुछ नई चीजें ट्राई करनी है, तो प्लीज, हैप्पी टू हियर योर थॉट्स.
मेरा
You mentioned that. Yeah,
go ahead,
go ahead, Kulmani. Go ahead, no problem.
मेरा सजेशन रहेगा यार कि वीकली तो हम करते ही हैं, कुछ लॉन्गर टर्म थीम्स उठा के, जैसे कोई भी थीम सेक्टर लेवल पे या सब सेक्टर लेवल पे उठा के भी उस पे भी हम, ऐसा नहीं 1-2 साल का, 5-10 साल की हम डील्स निकाल के कुछ देख सकते हैं कि एक्चुअली व्हाट हैपेंड टू money which were deployed in this segment in 2017, 2018, right? How is that turned out to, from a venture building perspective, from a founder's story perspective, and second, what is the IRR for investors also? So we can create those kind of segments also. उसमें तो obviously 1-2 हफ्ते पहले सबको अलाइन करना पड़ेगा कि भाई ठीक है, हम बात करने वाले हैं फास्ट फूड कंज्यूमर ब्रांड्स कितनी इंडिया में बनी है बर्गर सिंह जैसी पिछले 10 साल में, ठीक है, और उसमें कितना कितना पैसा लगा है, क्या हुआ है, किसे एग्जिट मिला है, बहुत सारे नंबर्स रिपोर्टेड होते हैं, तो उससे थोड़ा आइडिया लग जाएगा. तो वो आई थिंक दोज विल बी इंटरेस्टिंग डिस्कशंस. वहाँ पे हम थोड़ा सा डीप जाएंगे एक थीम पे, बट लॉन्गर टाइम होराइजन पे बात करेंगे. तो ये जो एसेट क्लास हमारी है, वी फॉरगेट दैट इट्स एन एसेट क्लास, राइट? तो फॉर इन्वेस्टर्स तो उसका पर्सपेक्टिव डेवलप होगा टू योर ऑडियंस आल्सो, एंड देन दे माइट फाइंड इट यूजफुल दैट this is a very very niche asset class. It's not for everyone, and there are many nuances to this, and you have to compare the risk you are taking on this versus a public utility stock which has given me 20% last year. अल्टीमेटली हमारा गोल क्या है? हमें चैरिटी तो सबको करनी ही है ना। वी आर देयर टू हैव दैट यील्ड कर्व, राइट? कि मेरा रिटर्न अच्छा होना चाहिए जो भी पैसे मैं इन्वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ। तो वो एंगल ला सकते हैं बाय फोकसिंग ऑन longer time frame and particularly, so basically a T. So on the top you have the time frame and then this can be your sector. So those kind of themes we can explore. So this is my suggestion.
That's a
This is
great
a good
point.
suggestion, Kulmani. I fully back it because as a marketer, I one of the key tasks I have to spend time in is when a new product comes in is to analyze the segment. So I know how difficult it is to find deep segmented information. It's a real task. So that would be a real value addition to the entire marketing community in startups and the founder community. So this is a big yes from my side. It goes much farther than what I was saying sectoral deep dive. A sectoral deep dive, I was saying, as a snapshot in the moment. But you are talking about a much deeper look. If we can do this, nothing like it. The other aspect is topical rich panel discussions and our podcasts. Podcasts, I don't know because in India people don't consume podcasts that much. That's my it's a rising trend. The youngest people do consume, so that's something you will need to check. But a panel discussion, if we can invite some good guests, so that should be a very rich interaction. What the panel discussion will do, it will work as the top line product for us, and it will allow us to expand our reach in our target segment, which is the startups of India.
तो मुझे एक बात बताओ, ये देखो पैनल डिस्कशन पॉडकास्ट इज ऑलरेडी समथिंग व्हिच वी आर प्लानिंग, लेकिन दिस इज बीइंग प्लान्ड ऑन अ ऑफलाइन बेसिस। ठीक है, ये तो अभी हम ऑनलाइन कर रहे हैं ना। ऑफलाइन करने का सोच रहे थे हम लोग अभी के लिए, बट पॉडकास्ट तो हम डेफिनेटली कुछ पॉडकास्ट ऑनलाइन कुछ पॉडकास्ट ऑफलाइन हम सोच रहे हैं। बट दिस इज समथिंग व्हिच इज अ ग्रेट पॉइंट है, इसको भी हम सोच सकते हैं। मैं सोच रहा था डोमेन स्पेसिफिक रिव्यूज एंड डोमेन स्पेसिफिक थोड़ा सा जाने में। बट मुझे एक बात बताओ, डू यू थिंक मतलब ये जो आप दोनों आइडियाज दे रहे हो, शुड वी डू इट लाइव, शुड वी डू इट रिकॉर्डेड? क्योंकि लाइव में मैंने देखा है कि लाइव में ज्यादा ट्रैक्शन है नहीं, रिकॉर्ड जो हम डालते हैं ऑन डिफरेंट फोरम्स उस पे ही ज्यादा ट्रैक्शन है। प्रॉब्ली मार्केटिंग का भी इसमें लैक हो सकता है फॉर श्योर, बिकॉज वी नेवर रियली पुश्ड द प्रमोशंस ऑफ द लाइव दैट मच। लेकिन अगर मान लो मैं ये सेक्टर स्पेसिफिक डिस्कशन कर रहा हूँ, तो जैसे हम लूमा पे निकालते हैं अपना रजिस्ट्रेशन, उस तरीके से फिर हम लाइव के लिए भी रजिस्ट्रेशन ड्राइव कर सकते हैं। हमने ऑनलाइन, ये टेक्निकली ऑनलाइन वर्कशॉप की तरह हो गया फिर। बट देन हम फिर जूम पे उनको ऑडियंस की तरह पुश करेंगे इंस्टेड ऑफ द यूट्यूब लाइव। दैट आई डोंट नो वेदर इट मेक्स दैट मच सेंस टू डू दैट और नॉट। खिचड़ी ज्यादा पक जाती है उससे। तो व्हाट इज योर टेक ऑन दैट?
I think live you should only do if there is some Q&A towards the end. If you want some one-to-many kind of interaction towards the later half of the conversation. If it is only three or four professionals, investors, founders, other professionals talking about certain topics, it can be recorded as well. It can be consumed by the audience in different, it can be long form, short form, and that will create a lot of marketing content for you also, for Instagram, for YouTube, other
बट
things, right?
जैसे मैं अभी यूट्यूब पे कर रहा हूँ, मतलब वी आर एनी विच वेज लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग ऑन यूट्यूब, राइट? कोई देखता नहीं देखता फर्क नहीं पड़ता, बट लॉन्ग टेल वहां तो क्रिएट हो ही गया, प्लस रिकॉर्ड भी हो गया, और उसको तो मैं एनी विच वेज डालूंगा। आई एम नॉट सेइंग
Right.
दैट विल नॉट पुट दैट, बट आई एम सेइंग इज पॉइंट इज व्हेन, मान लो मैं किसी गेस्ट को बुलाता हूँ, ठीक है? अब अगर मैं लाइव स्ट्रीम कर रहा हूँ यूट्यूब पे और यूट्यूब पर नंबर्स नहीं आए, तो दैट गिव्स अ वेरी रॉन्ग इंप्रेशन टू दैट पर्सन जिसको पता नहीं है टीबीसी के बारे में। ठीक है, तो अगर मैं अनाउंस ही ना करूं, मतलब मैं बस उस पर्सपेक्टिव से सोच रहा हूँ कि अभी जैसे ये वाले हम जो कर रहे हैं शार्क टैंक डील एनालिसिस, ये अगर हम यूट्यूब पे लाइव स्ट्रीम ना करके बस रिकॉर्ड करें and then we put out the content, versus we are also live streaming and then recorded and then putting out content, versus having an audience in Zoom and live, and they are consuming it live, plus then the content gets pushed out as a recorded. There are three different possibilities here, right? एक में मैं कुछ भी ये नहीं कर रहा, लाइव नहीं कर रहा, बस रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है। दूसरे में लाइव लाइव हो रहा है लेकिन ऑडियंस इज नॉट ऑन जूम। और तीसरा है जिसमें लाइव हो रहा है और ऑडियंस इज ऑन जूम। देयर आर थ्री डिफरेंट ऑप्शंस।
The third one, let's call it seat at the table with experts.
हम्म
What you can think about is you can also monetize that for
हम्म
whatever X amount of X dollars you can charge. Let's say if
हम्म
Vishal is discussing something in depth about marketing story around consumer brands in India for last two
हम्म
decades,
हम्म
then that can in itself can be seat at the table with Vishal about
हम्म
marketing, right? So you can send it to Micah, others who's younger folks, whoever wants to join in can join in, and you can charge that money also. So you should also think about that. How do you monetize it? You should. I mean, it's no harm.
नहीं हार्म तो नहीं है सर,
Whatever.
करना तो है।
हाँ तो एक्सपेरिमेंट उसे आप वही बोलो SATT बोलो सीट एट द टेबल बोलो उसे और उसे करो शुरू।
नहीं नहीं, ये हम पहले किया करते थे। वी हमारा जो पॉडकास्ट है ना, इट यूज्ड टू बी अ कम्युनिटी ए में ओनली, जहाँ पे जो हम फाउंडर को बुलाते थे, शुरुआत का आधा घंटा पॉडकास्ट होता था, उसके बाद Q&A होता था। एंड इट यूज्ड टू बी अ हिट, इट वाज अ बिग हिट, वी नेवर चार्ज फॉर इट। ठीक है, लेकिन अभी हमारा क्या टेक हो गया है कि वी वांट टू डू हाई प्रोडक्शन क्वालिटी पॉडकास्ट, and hence we are moving to an offline setup for podcast now. Hence a bigger budget is required on all of that.
You
Online,
can try you can try Riverside for online recording.
what
Quality
is
is
it?
good.
नहीं नहीं, रिवर्साइड एंड एवरीथिंग तो वी हैव ट्राइड। मैं बोल रहा हूँ ऑनलाइन, ऑनलाइन वाले जो शूट्स होते हैं ना, वो मेरे ख्याल से हम लोग लिमिट, मतलब अगर मैं अनुपम मित्तल को बुलाऊंगा फॉर एग्जांपल, आई वुड वांट टू डू अ फेस टू फेस चैट विद दैट पर्सन। Nowadays, I am preferring to do the podcast on a face-to-face level rather than an online one. ऑनलाइन वाला में पिछले मतलब 100 एपिसोड कर लिए सर मैंने ऑनलाइन वाले। ठीक है, तो
Hmm.
व्हाट वी हैव रियलाइज्ड इज कि ऑनलाइन वाला हम डोमेन एक्सपर्ट्स या फिर कुछ कुछ अलग टाइप के चीजों के लिए करेंगे। अगर मैं ज्यादा हाई प्रोफाइल लोगों को लेकर के आता हूँ ना, उनको मैं चाहूंगा कि आई वुड वांट टू डू अ फेस टू फेस विद दैट पर्सन रादर देन जस्ट डू एन ऑनलाइन वन। ठीक है, ऑनलाइन ऑनलाइन में वर्कशॉप्स किए हुए हैं हमने, ऑनलाइन में कम्युनिटी ए में भी हो सकता है। बट मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ, ये जो हमारा वीकली लाइव हो रहा है, मैं इसके फॉर्मेट के बारे में सोच रहा था कि एक तो अगर मैं वीकली कर रहा हूँ, शुड वी शुड वी डू इट इन अ दिस, बट आई थिंक आई गॉट अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ एन आइडिया। मैं इसके ऊपर थोड़ा सा काम करके आप लोगों के पास लेट मी कम बैक टू यू। हाँ,
अगर रिकॉर्डिंग करनी है ना तो फिर हम लोगों को भी थोड़ा होमवर्क करके और ज्यादा आना पड़ेगा।
नहीं तो
देन
आपका
इफ
जो सेक्टर स्पेसिफिक वाला जो है ना, ये तो फिर रिकॉर्डिंग वाला ही होगा, और इसमें ये सीट एट द टेबल वाला फॉर्मेट भी हो सकता है ये। और मैं
हाँ
मैं
हाँ
तो इसको इस तरीके से देख रहा हूँ सर कि मैं ना मंथली कैलेंडर जो मेरा है, मंथली कैलेंडर में मैं एक महीने को फिनटेक मंथ कर देता हूँ। इसमें 4 एक्टिविटीज होंगी इन अ वीक। एक में मैं एक फाउंडर को बुलाऊंगा, एक में मैं एक इंडस्ट्री एनालिसिस करूंगा, एक पे मैं प्रॉब्ली एक वॉक्स पॉप करूंगा वेयर आई गो आउट एंड स्पीक टू कस्टमर्स कंज्यूमर्स, और चौथा मैं प्रॉब्ली एक सीट एट द टेबल करूंगा। सो बेसिकली 4 अलग अलग फॉर्मेट हो गए। समझ रहे हो आप मेरी बात? तो मैं फिर ये डोमेन्स ज्यादा इंडस्ट्री स्पेसिफिक पैकेजेस क्रिएट हो गई है पूरी की पूरी। समझ रहे हो आप
फ्रॉम
मेरी
डिफरेंट
बात?
it's a comprehensive view of that industry from
यस,
different
यस। तो मैं, लेकिन ये जो है ना, फिर ये वीकली नहीं रहा। ये जो कैचअप है, ये
Hmm.
कैचअप फिर आपका स्टार्टअप, मैं तो मतलब ये तो हमारा वीकली जो था, ये तो स्टार्टअप न्यूज़ डिस्कशंस ही था ना टेक्निकली। आई एम सेइंग कि स्टार्टअप न्यूज़ डिस्कशंस में आप मतलब ये तो इट्स अ ग्रेट आइडिया। आई थिंक देयर आर फ्यू फॉर्मेट्स दैट हैव कम इनटू माय माइंड। अगेन एग्जीक्यूशन पर्सपेक्टिव से देखना पड़ेगा क्या फीजिबल है एंड क्या नहीं। बट अपने वीकली वाले इसमें कुछ चेंज करना है क्या, आपको लगता है कुछ करना चाहिए, या फिर
वीकली
दिस इज?
वाले में वीकली वाले में यही कर सकते हैं इंस्टेड ऑफ डिस्कसिंग ऑल द डील्स लेट्स pre-screen for 4 or 5 things, and let's just deep dive into those 4 or 5 things. You can show all the deals on one screen.
अब तो डील्स नहीं
Anybody will,
होगी ना सर, अब तो शार्क
हाँ
टैंक डील्स
मतलब वो,
खत्म हो गए।
हाँ मतलब वीकली में भी हम वो एंड ट्रैकर वाला जो देखते थे ना, याद है कि ये
फंडिंग
न्यूज
न्यूज,
है
हाँ।
ये। हाँ हाँ, फंडिंग, कॉलिंग दो देम डील्स बेसिकली।
नहीं,
तो
सो
उसमें
बेसिकली इसमें हम क्या कर सकते हैं, जो विशाल बोल रहा है ना कि टॉपिकल, सो
हम्म
टेक्निकली एनी विच वे स्टार्टअप न्यूज जो उस टाइम ट्रेंडिंग चल रहा होगा, इफ आई कैन शेयर दोज पॉइंटर्स विथ यू, अगेन यू पीपल विल कम विथ योर पर्सपेक्टिव, एंड उसका फिर वही है, मतलब ट्रैक्शन तो होगा ही अगर वो टॉपिकल रहा, एंड इफ वी गेट, और उसमें हम प्रोबेबली एक या दो जो हमारा मेन स्टोरी हम जो पकड़ रहे हैं उसके रिलेटेड एक गेस्ट को पकड़ करके ला सकते हैं। लेकिन प्रॉब्लम क्या होती है ना इसमें कि अगर एवरी थर्सडे मैं कर रहा हूँ, मेरे को वो मेन स्टोरी एटलीस्ट मंडे या ट्यूसडे तक पता होनी चाहिए। मैं फिर थर्सडे तक वेट नहीं कर सकता, और वो बंदा भी मुझे फिर शॉर्टलिस्ट करके रखना पड़ेगा।
तो एक वीक लैग से कर लो ना।
या एक भी लैब से कर सकते हैं। और इसमें एक और पॉइंट है, आई वुड लाइक टू ऐड, you said your long tail was long. It is not only long, it is very rich. I've been looking at some of the profiles who have been interacting on LinkedIn. So
हम्म।
the recorded would be better, and then the output quality would also improve, because as Kulmani very correctly stated, we would also be more prepared.
नहीं
Then
नहीं,
you
ये
can also
देखो,
do some iron out the
एब्सोल्युटली,
glitches.
एब्सोल्युटली, आई थिंक
The thing that
एक,
occurs to me is,
हम्म,
in addition to whatever we are doing, we need to spread the reach of our
हम्म, हम्म,
initiative. So maybe tie up
हम्म,
with newsletters, up and coming newsletters.
दैट्स
We
अ
can
गुड आइडिया।
Secondly, you have a wealth of data on deals, fundings, etc. that you have saved.
हम्म,
You can give them as a downloadable resource, whether we want to price it or you want somebody to create an account on your on the Builders Club site, or whatever. That's something that will need to be worked out. But that's another way in which we can the increase reach. So you have a
हम्म,
wealth of information that is there, wealth of knowledge that is there, that can be used to increase our reach. So yes, my in summary, the topical is correct. As Kulmani said, 1 week delay se hum kar sakte hain. And another thing is, maybe one format we can think of is, instead of having analyzing 5 deals, let's pick only 3 deals or 3 news segments to analyze and give 20 minutes to each deal in depth. Then maybe
उसमें
we can reach
दिक्कत,
out to the founders or the
उस
marketing people in those companies and said, we will be featuring your company. Would you like to send somebody?
इसमें लेकिन दिक्कत क्या होती है ना सर, जो मैंने देखा है कि जो जो ना वी ideally the best duration of content which has worked or which works is 4 to 5 minutes, ठीक है, और इवन लेसर 3 से 4 मिनट में जो हमारी डिस्कशंस होती है ना 7, 8, 10, 15 मिनट की, उसको मैं काट करके 5 मिनट कर देता हूँ, एंड दैट्स प्राइमरीली बिकॉज जनता उससे ज्यादा कंज्यूम नहीं करती है। ठीक है, अगर आप प्योरली फ्रॉम अ इसके बारे में बात कर रहे हो, फ्रॉम अ कंजम्पशन पर्सपेक्टिव एंड शेयरेबिलिटी पर्सपेक्टिव की बात कर रहे हो, अगर मैं इन
You can
डेप्थ
create
करता हूँ।
snippets. You
हम्म,
can create snippets from them. You can use AI tools which are available now. You can pull out snippets, have a segment of 4 snippets of 15 seconds each, maybe the 1 or 2 minutes each, and then say, if this interests you, please log on to the site for the full 20-minute video. That's the format which you can try. But yes, your
दैट्स
point of
नॉट अ बैड
4 to 5
आइडिया।
minutes is well taken. Correct.
नहीं नहीं,
That
योर
is true.
पॉइंट इज आल्सो वेल टेकन। आई थिंक इसमें हमें एक जो गेस्ट वाला एंगल है ना, वो हमें लाना चाहिए डेफिनेटली। ठीक है, तो अगले हफ्ते से लेट्स ट्राई एंड गेट वन गेस्ट। मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि जो हम अभी वीकली स्टोरीज करेंगे ना, स्टार्टअप न्यूज डिस्कशन में ना, लेट्स ट्राई एंड गेट लेट्स डू वन मेन स्टोरी एंड 2 और 3 स्मॉलर स्टोरीज। ठीक है, और वो मेन स्टोरी के से रिलेटेड हम गेस्ट बुला सकते हैं। दिस कैन बी यार, मतलब मान लो रेगुलेशंस का कुछ हो रहा है तो मैं फिनटेक के किसी डोमेन एक्सपर्ट को लेके आ गया, या फिर कैशफ्री का बंदा आ गया, या फिर रेजर पे का बंदा आ गया, and he need not be the founder all the time. He can be a CTO, a marketing guy, and a guy who can give us a rich insight from the कि इंडस्ट्री जो इंडस्ट्री एसएमई बोलते हैं ना उसको, सब्जेक्ट मैटर एक्सपर्ट, let's try and get subject matter experts to give data, and let's try and get the credible and probably a little bit more popular ones, जो कि once it releases they also share. So Ishita, your work will be to get things shared from those people. इवेंचुअली जब जब रिलीज होगा तो फिर उनको धक्का मार करके शेयर करवाना पड़ेगा, तभी जाकर के रीच बढ़ेगी। आई थिंक हमें, योर पॉइंट इज वैलिड, आई थिंक लेट्स ट्राई एंड इंक्रीज द रीच। अच्छा मुझे एक बात बताओ, विशाल कुलूनी सर, for these kind of deals and these kind of discussions that we have been having, मीडिया पार्टनरशिप्स के बारे में आपने बात की, न्यूज़लेटर पार्टनरशिप्स एंड मीडिया पार्टनरशिप्स, would would any publication be interested in becoming media partners for something like this, where we generate the content and they can host it and it can be sponsored by XYZ or in collaboration with XYZ?
Three
जैसे
stages.
एंड
Starting out,
एंड ट्रैकर का तो मैं डेटा यूज कर रहा हूँ, एंड ट्रैकर को रीच आउट करके मैं ये नहीं बोल सकता कि
no,
यू
no,
नो।
hear me out. Hear me out. Very good question. Very good question. Hear me out. There are three stages of any such initiative. One is the starting out initiative. The second is the traction initiative, and the third is the scale level initiative. We are not at traction or scale level. We'll have to look at the initiative parts. So partnership at this point we can do is identify up and coming newsletters and target them with our rich content. Reach out to them for partnerships or etc. with a rich content. Rich content. I've done this once before in the US market, or rather not me. The people are reported into that did this one, and they were able to strike rich partnerships. It's not easy, but it's something that should be tried. But only the smaller newsletters, the bigger, the more established people would probably not want to look at us. But smaller newsletters, maybe a key pro quo deal can be worked out.
देखो स्टार्टअप न्यूज डॉट एफ आई आई और स्टार्टअप टॉकी ये लोग तो ऐसे ही कर देंगे यार, वो तो ऐसे ही कर देंगे। मैं तो सोच रहा हूँ कि यार देखो, यू इफ यू ये बोलते हैं ना इंडक्टिव इफेक्ट, हेलो इफेक्ट तभी आता है, मतलब आप दिखोगे बड़े लोगों के साथ तभी जाकर के लोग आपको एसोसिएट करेंगे ना बड़ों के साथ। तो
Yeah,
मैं
that's where
उससे
our guest will come in now. Once we have a big
हम्म,
guest or at least a famous guest, then we should use that to tap into the bigger guys. That's the traction phase.
इट्स नॉट अ बैड आइडिया, लेट मी थिंक अबाउट इट, लेट्स ये एग्जीक्यूशन का गेम है सर, देखो आइडियाज अच्छे हैं, लेट्स सी what materializes. This is a great this thing यार, let's see. चलो कूल,
लाइफ
थैंक
ही
यू।
पूरी
हाँ बोलो ना।
पूरी लाइफ ही एग्जीक्यूशन का गेम है भाई।
हाँ भाई, वही है सर, बिल्कुल सही बोल रहे हो आप।
Not only
आइडिया
startup, the whole life is about it.
Just want to close this night today with a anecdote that I have for you guys. The CTO of one of my pharma companies reached out to me and said that I have watched a few of your episodes, and he was asking, he was talking about that. So our footprint may be wider than we believe. I
नहीं
would not have thought
एब्सोल्युटली,
a technology
एब्सोल्युटली
person would be interested in marketing deals or financial deals.
सर
So
देखो,
that was surprising.
मैं बता रहा हूँ आपको, जो हम कंटेंट बना रहे हैं ना, वो आप इंफॉर्मेशन सोच रहे हो, पीपल कंज्यूम इट एज एंटरटेनमेंट, ठीक है?
Yep.
Every content which you are consuming right now, irrespective of whether it is high information or not, you are consuming it as entertainment. We are in the entertainment space if we are creating content now. ठीक है? It's as simple as that. ठीक है? आप नवल रविकांत का पॉडकास्ट भी सुन रहे हो ना, वो आप एंटरटेनमेंट के लिए सुन रहे हो, आप कुछ उसका आपका नॉलेज का ये नहीं है। तो यू आर प्लेइंग फॉर एंटरटेनमेंट एंड एंटरटेनमेंट इज जीसी। ठीक है, तो इसीलिए बोल रहा हूँ ना, मेरे को वो मैं तो टीवीएफ का हूँ सर, मुझे पता है। देखो 99% ऑफ योर ऑडियंस विल नेवर टेल यू दैट दे वॉच योर कंटेंट। द डे यू स्टॉप इट देन दे विल आस्क, अरे आपने बंद कर दिया, आप तो करते थे, मैं तो देखता था। ठीक है, तो इसीलिए इसीलिए उसका ये नहीं है यार, है मैं बता रहा हूँ, हमारा बहुत अच्छा रीच है, एंड दैट्स प्योरली एंड दैट्स द रीजन व्हाई आई फोकस ऑन क्रिएटिंग गुड क्वालिटी कंटेंट ओनली। मैं कुछ भी करूंगा लेकिन मैं टट्टी नहीं डालूंगा। ठीक है।
नहीं बताया मेरे को। When somebody says this ना, हम तो देखते थे तो ऐसा लगता है, अरे भैया पहले क्यों नहीं बताया मेरे को? Why
वही,
did you keep silent? एक लाइक कर देते, बट लाइक
तो मैं यही बोल रहा हूँ ना कुलमणि की, नाव नाव जो हमारा फेज है ना, इसमें मैं वही फिगर आउट करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ कि कौन है ये लोग। ठीक है, उसके लिए हम स्ट्रैटेजी बना रहे हैं, फ्लाईव्हील क्रिएट कर रहे हैं कि भाई जो नहीं बोल रहा उससे मैं एटलीस्ट एक क्लिक तो करवाऊं कहीं पे, तो पता तो चले ये है, एग्जिस्ट भी करता है ये आदमी। तो दैट इज वेयर वी आर ट्राइंग टू
downloadables.
फिगर आउट। चलो
Figure out
सही है
some
यार।
downloadables.
हाँ 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 हाँ, एब्सोल्युटली एब्सोल्युटली। चलो सर, थैंक्स अ लॉट फॉर दिस।
चलो
ऑल्सो इन केस यू पीपल हैव सर्टेन पीपल whom you want कि यार इनको लेकर के आना है, तो मेरे को बता दो, वी विल रीच आउट ऑन योर बिहाफ। ठीक है,
श्योर
फॉर दिस शो। ठीक है, चलो, थैंक्स अ लॉट विशाल सर, थैंक्स अ लॉट कुलमणि सर, थैंक्स अ लॉट दिश्विता फॉर स्टिकिंग अराउंड। विल सी यू
Thank you.
गाइस।
बाय
बाय
गुड नाइट
बाय बाय बाय।
Bye. Thank you all. उसको बुखार है। मैंने तो उसको मिला के पता मैंने ये बहुत गरम तो लास्ट तक विटामिन डी को जाने को
ये इसीलिए सुबह इतना रो रहा था क्या? हमें तो समझ में नहीं आया।
मुझे टेस्ट करवा लो।
करवा लो, बिल्कुल करवा लो, बिल्कुल करवा लो, बिल्कुल करवा लो। यहाँ पे पीडियाट्रिशियन भी नहीं है अभी हमारे पास। प्लीज गेट इट डन, प्लीज गेट इट डन।
शेड्यूल में रखती हूँ। पता नहीं कि
सैटरडे संडे
छोटे बच्चे का कराते नहीं है।
यूटीआई किया तो था पिछली बार।
कंटेनर में
हाँ, ले आता हूँ, यहाँ पे भी। कर लो, मैं हूँ यहीं पे। आज ऐसे मत चल, नहीं चलेगा यार। ठीक है, निकलना है। यूटीआई यूटीआई देखना पड़ेगा और भगाओ फिर इसको। साफ नहीं कर रही है तो। चलो बाय, मैं खाना खा के आता हूँ। ठीक है, सोचो मत बाबू, ये तो बच्चा है, बच्चा बीमार पड़ेगा कभी ना कभी। आई, क्यों लग रहा है कि मैं जा रही हूँ? अब ये लोग देखो, बच्चे को बीमार भी कर रहे हैं, इनको पता भी नहीं चल रहा है। ऐसा है। तुम आओ आओ, सुसु करके आओ। मैंने कहा, "हम्म, हाँ, चिकन चिकन किया ना। हाँ, क्या क्या? नहीं समझा मैं। आ जाओ, जूम पे आ जाओ। हम्म,